Welcome back. It is time for The Real Story with Jeanne Ives. And I'll tell you one person who tells you the real story, and that is Carol Davis. She is an election integrity expert, and she has been training election workers for a very, very, very long time. She's on the line with me, but Carol, before I bring you into the conversation, I want you to listen to these clips from the Maria Bartiromo show. This is her with Congresswoman Tenney from New York to start.
We had a bill that required proof of citizenship for voting, the SAVE Act. 198 Democrats voted against it, and Chuck Schumer refuses to bring it up on the Senate floor, and Joe Biden promised to veto it if it passed. So they are all for non-citizen voting. That is undermining our process and our system. This is what we've got to look out for. Are the Democrats in Democrat states going to starve these local governments and the state governments from having the resources they need to watch what happens at the polls? Because this is the key thing, Maria. Once that ballot gets in the box, you can't turn it around.
Oh, that's right. Once they have taken that ballot, removed it from the process and put it into their voting system, you're stuck, right, Carol?
Absolutely, Jeannie. Once it goes through the tabulator, the case is sealed. Everything is over. There's no retrieving it, no going back. So it's critical to catch these things beforehand. And I have to say, Claudia Tenney has been really on the vanguard of this. She had her own personal experience with election integrity problems last time she ran. Of course, she's in New York. So thank goodness for people like her fighting this fight.
Okay, so one of the things that you've talked about is, stake your name, claim your vote. So, and that's a process where you can make sure that you don't walk into the voting booth and the voting place, and you find out that, oh, hey, they tell you, well, you've already voted. Well, no, I haven't. And so then they give you a provisional ballot, and then what? Who knows whose vote really counts? Because if they've counted somebody else's ballot who claimed your name already, they're just double voting if they count yours too. This is ridiculous.
And I'll tell you, Jeannie, this is how we ended up with 1,600 more ballots counted than voters who voted in DuPage County in 2020. Because as an election judge working that election in the polling place where I had worked for several years and my neighbors coming in, we had more people that had to tell them you have to cast a provisional because the poll book record shows that a vote by mail ballot was already cast in your name. So this is the game the left plays. They pile voters on the voter rolls, and then or registrations, and then they order vote by mail ballots early in those ghost voters' names. And then the unsuspecting people who vote on election day, it's too late. You can't do anything about it. So here's what this is the mitigating factor for all the damage the left's trying to do. And thank goodness, even Mike Lindell finally has gotten around to our way of thinking about this, which we've been teaching for many years now. You claim your name. You order your vote by mail ballot as soon as possible, which was actually on Wednesday. August 7th in Illinois was the first day you could order it. Make sure you receive it. Those ballots will be going out September 26th. Make sure you receive it. Do not put a vote by mail ballot in the United States Postal Service, ever. It could travel to 3 states before it actually ends up back at your local election office. Hang on to that vote by mail ballot. Go the first day of early voting, and you write spoiled on that vote by mail ballot. You watch the election judge seal it in a spoiled ballot envelope, and you get a live ballot which you can feed through the tabulator early voting on that in person. And that is the way it's on our website, ieip.org. It spells it out. Because then if you get that vote by mail ballot early and you go early vote and you're told all of a sudden, sorry, someone voted in your name, your immediate phone call will be to the sheriff of that county and the state's attorney, and you will start the proceedings on identity theft and the theft of your identity as a voter and the theft of your vote and your ballot.
Okay, so let's get to that. Let's get to identity theft, because we just had a voter data breach in the state of Illinois. Can you tell everybody a little bit more about that?
Yes. Well, this was discovered, and I would say let's be a little careful. Let's not call it a breach at this point.
Okay.
Let's call it an exposure. Exposure. So there's an independent cybersecurity researcher, Jeremiah Fowler, and he discovered and reported to the companies that were involved an exposure of databases for Illinois voters. Now, the company involved with the technology for the voter record management system is Platinum Technology Resource. They have a partner. They're in Illinois, and their partner is Magenium. And they manage the voter records, the voter registration applications, the e-poll book data. They handle that for 28 counties in the state of Illinois. 28 counties have contracts with them. Of those 28 counties, this researcher, Jeremiah, found 13 fully open databases with no password protection on them. Now, again, this is not on the county websites, so please don't go charging into your county clerk and read them the riot act. This is a vendor that the counties have contracted with to manage their voter registration data. So, and the exposure was extensive, Jeannie. The exposure included driver's licenses, partial Social Security numbers, death certificates, scans of documents, including voter registration applications, which means people's signatures, screenshots of online applications, voter rolls for active voters, absentee voters, with email addresses, some of them military, voters. So at this point, again, it's an exposure. He found these databases unsecured, reported it right away like a responsible researcher. He has no idea how long these were exposed. And of course, the company is not going to openly reveal a lot of this, and they're probably busy covering their tracks. And of course, the county clerks are going to try to keep people from panicking, and they shouldn't panic at this point because we don't know. A forensic audit is needed on this. And I have to tell you, the Illinois GOP, we've had a wonderful valued relationship with them in the area of election integrity for the past several years. And their Illinois GOP election integrity director, C.J. Parker, the minute I reported this to the leadership of the Illinois GOP, they got fully engaged with it. They got on it. They've contacted the companies involved and are doing research in the counties that were possibly impacted, and they are continuing to research, find out what the impact might be, find mitigation that we can use. But I do please everyone. This goes so well with the protect your vote, swamp the vote, bank your vote, all of those wonderful things that President Trump is behind. Get on our website to claim your name, secure your vote strategy, share it with all your friends and family and neighbors.
Yeah.
We must practice that.
Carol, thanks a lot for that update. We really only have 20 seconds left. I want to just thank you for your continued involvement on election integrity. You really are the sharpest person in the room about this. And we are hosting you on Tuesday, August 27th. You can go to Breakthrough-Ideas and sign up for that event. Thank you so much.
Thank you.